Hey guys, look what I just got in the mail today. It's the Daiwa CERTATE SW 18,000 high speed. So this is what the box looks like. Inside of it, we get ourselves a nice handle bag, and then you have your owner's manual and the lined rubber band with the Daiwa logo. This is pretty cool. And you also have a tool in the back with extra rubber grommets. So put that back in. Also in there you have your line capacity chart. I'm going to be using with the 18,000 PE8, which is a 100-pound line, so I should be able to get 300 yards on it. So here's the actual reel. The finish of it is phenomenal. I like the way this looks. Really nice. Let's hear the drag. Oh, that sounds really good. It's a very smooth reel. I love that it has the rubber handle. It just feels really good in your hand. And surprisingly, I thought it would be a little bit heavier, but it's not that heavy. I could pop and jig with this all day. This one also has the mag seal to protect it from any ocean water getting into the reel. It's really nice. I'm going to be pairing this with my popping rod, which is the Tabizo TC83-150 for tuna trevally. It's made in Japan, handmade. This is pretty much my favorite popping rod. Its lure rate is from 90 grams to 160 grams. Line rating is PE5 to PE8, and we're going to go PE8 on this setup. So the line choice that I'm going to be going with is the Diamond Braid 100-pound hollow core. It's 0.47 millimeters, so I should be able to get about 300 yards on this reel. And once I get the line on there, I can show you guys what it looks like. I also make my own wind-on leaders with a cat's paw. With the hollow core, what you do is you'll cut off about a 3-foot piece of hollow core, and then you'll use these needles right here, the number 13 needle for the threading and a number 13 also for your reverse latch needle to make the loop. So what I do is I basically make a loop, and the rest of the braid goes inside of itself, so when this is pulled, it will not let go, and it actually gets tighter. And I have about 12 feet on this one, 12 feet of J floral in the 100-pound test, and it's knotted to a 330-pound Spro swivel. And then the knot that I'm using right now is the Palomar knot. I was using the uni knot, but it let go on me, and I switched over to using a Palomar knot. I have not had it failed yet. And these are some of the lures I'll be throwing. You have a 60-gram Rapala. This one's seen a lot of action. Another one is a 100-gram stick bait. Got the BKK Raptor Z hooks on them. And then here is a Blake popper, 120-gram popper that I'll be throwing with this setup, doing some offshore fishing. And that's pretty much it for the whole entire setup. I'll get back to you guys when it's all done. Alright guys, this is the finished product. I spooled it with the 100-pound hollow core. Looks really nice. I love how the line lays. It's very even. I'm going to show you guys, I already spliced a loop onto the hollow core. Might be hard to see, but I'll show you guys how I put the wind-on leaders on. So you basically splice in a loop at the end of your main line right here, and then I have my wind-on leader that also has a loop. So what I do is I take this and I open up the first loop and I pass in the main line loop through it. And then all I do is I pull it through. I pick up the entire wind-on, just like this. Probably easier to see on the black. And then all I do is I open this and I pass in all of the cable, the whole leader through this loop, and that will create the paw. So we'll go through. the entire thing around. And now we have ourselves, you can see that there's a loop-to-loop connection here. Pull our braid down. And now we have a loop inside of a loop. So when it actually tightens, you can see right here, here's our mainline loop and here's our wind-on leader loop. When you cast this, it won't affect anything. You won't even feel it in the guides. And then basically you can take your wind-on leader and, you know, attach anything to the leader via split rings like this. So I'll just show you what the whole setup is supposed to look like. Pass in our lure. Now we have our lure that's attached to the wind on, and then here's where you have the cat's paw. This will go through the guides. I can even undo this and I'll show you guys. Undo the leader. A good thing that I've learned is keep these zip ties on. Every time I make them, I just cut these little zip ties and put these little ties on there. It makes it easier in your bag to basically put the wind on. Then you're not moving around and getting it all tangled up. But here's your cat's paw. Again, we'll go through the main line. I have a splice here with the loop. That loop is going to be spliced into another loop here, and then right here is your actual your fluorocarbon. So from here, inside of the braid, you have fluorocarbon, and I have a small PR knot, and this knot is basically just so that this has tension on it. And then you have your leader with your split ring, your swivel, and any knot of your choice. I'm using a Palomar knot. Like I said earlier, I had one slip with a uni knot. I'm not sure what happened, but ever since I've switched to the Palomar, I have not had any slippage. So that's pretty much it. That's the whole entire setup. I'm pretty thrilled to start throwing some big heavy lures and hooking up big on this setup. But until next time, like, subscribe, and if you have any comments, just paste them below. Thank you so much.